Since being politically active, not only am I a tractor driver and a mechanic and a market speculator and an agronomist, I've also had to be an economist and a historian and an orator. But I'll guarantee that I'm definitely not a master of any of those. But somebody had to speak out, because most of the time in this country when somebody's talking about agriculture, they are agricultural economists, agribusiness economists, or leaders of farm organizations that don't really represent family farmers whatsoever. It's like so many of our institutions. And now is no better time than now for a new set of farmers to take over where I leave off and speak up for family farmers and particularly the veterans that are here today. After all, we have so few family farmers. I don't know that you can really appreciate what it's like back in rural Iowa today. How many family farmers have left the land and how few are left. And the fact that those of us that are left are not really farming sustainably the way we would want to. But we're generally farming just to hang in there. I'd like to read you a quote to give you an idea of what the kind of thinking that has undergirded the type of farm policy that we've had through the years. It's from Kenneth Boulding, who was in the Department of Economics at the University of Michigan, and he said in 1962, he said, "The only way I know to get toothpaste out of the tube is to squeeze. And the only way to get people out of agriculture is likewise to squeeze agriculture. If the toothpaste is thin, you don't have to squeeze very hard. On the other hand, if the toothpaste is thick, you have to put real pressure on it. If you can't get people out of agriculture easily, you're going to have to do farmers severe injustice in order to solve the problem of allocation." I think that's laden with a lot of value judgments, which unfortunately that's the way a lot of economists work in our country. They really speak with the values of corporate agribusiness rather than what we know is more in tune with keeping care of the land and respecting our fellow human beings. Like I said, my grandparents came from England and they were coal miners. They mined coal in Iowa. And one night the mine caved in on my father's tools. So virtually overnight he became a family farmer. and he always said that he was proud to produce food for the nation. And I think the nation at one time was proud of its family farmers. After all, you must realize that in the 1860s, when the Republican Party was just getting started, that it held the family farm out as an institution of democracy, and in contrast to slavery and the sharecropping of the South. And it held a hope for everybody's economic well-being in society, small business, free labor,